Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. Heidi ho, it's time to go. It's time for my Bobcast. I'm sorry about last week, but I took Memorial Day off, so I'm back today for my weekly Bobcast. As you can tell by the name of the Bobcast or the title, go get your color back. And what do I mean by that? Well, I wasn't sure what topic to talk about tonight because I had a couple of suggestions and I've had a couple of conversations over the last few days that kind of sparked some things inside of me to think about. And then today, I don't know if you noticed, I'm going to bring it up on my computer here, but I don't know if you noticed today, but I posted a short video called Alike. And I don't know how many of you got a chance to see it. If you didn't, please go on and watch it. You will either get it or you won't. And if you don't get it, please just ask me and I'll explain it to you. I'm going to explain a little bit of it tonight. We're not going to be super long tonight, but I do want you to get this. The video basically talks about, Delbert, the video basically shows you, with no words, a man, it seems to be a man, an adult, who is in the drudgery of just going to work every day. Same job. His little kid, running around, full of color, jumping around, excited, enjoying life. And the dad, sorry about that, folks, the dad throws a bunch of books in a book bag, puts it on the kid's back, and the kid staggers with it. Long story short, the kid is trying to enjoy life, and the parent is so caught up in everyday drudgery, the job they hate, the monotony of it, that he's just basically drained. Okay, so again, if you get a chance, go on and watch that video real quick. Before we go any further, too, I'm going to let you know how to reach out to me. As always, on Facebook, it's Bob Norman. My business page is Buff Monkey Marketing. Soon to have another business page, so watch for Ultimate Streaming Media. My Instagram is Buff_Monkey. Twitter at Buff_Monkey. Email is Buff_Monkey@Reagan.com. And my YouTube channel is Big Norm 1963. So as always, please go on, make some suggestions for topics, give me some feedback, share the videos if you would, please, the Bobcast. Hi, Stace. Share the Bobcast if you would. I greatly appreciate it. So let's get back to what I was saying. So I was describing that video that I posted on my Facebook today called Alike. And basically, folks, I don't know if you get this. I know, again, I talked about it before that I do these Bobcasts for folks that need a change in their life, not for someone who's got everything together and just totally thrilled with their life. But I don't know if you've noticed, but so many people, and I was one of them before, so many people have been basically brainwashed to settle for whatever comes your way. Everybody decides to start sending me texts when I'm online now. So many people have been brainwashed that things have to be a certain way. Sometimes we're brainwashed by other people who are constantly badgering us, telling us how they think things should be. Sometimes we're brainwashed basically by experiences that we had because we get a bad attitude about things. Like I've mentioned many times, my bad attitude toward relationships until I met Anastasia. And so we get brainwashed into thinking that everything's always going to be that way, whether we're happy with it or not. And it really doesn't have to be. See, we live in our fears instead of in our dreams. And I talked about this before about being a little kid. Hi, Dawn. I talked about it before about being a little kid and how you think anything is possible. And we tell our kids you can be anything you want and you can do anything you want and you can accomplish anything. And when it comes down to it, as they start to grow, we start to impose our brainwashed beliefs on them that they can't do this, they can't do that, they can't go here, they can't accomplish that. And sometimes we do it with the best of intentions, but we do it nonetheless. We also have to keep in mind that not only are we living our fears instead of our dreams, but then we go and teach our kids and grandkids to do the same damn thing with our words and with our examples, okay? And I used the example before of a bad relationship and how I thought, well, you know what? My kids are watching this. And what I'm saying with my actions by tolerating certain behavior is that it's okay because they're watching. Your kids and grandkids are watching. So when they see now me in a wonderful relationship with an amazing woman, me with my own business, going out, designing my own life, going after my own dreams. And let me tell you something, my grandkids, man, they really see it too. Okay, we talk about that all the time. Dalton has a funny saying when he wants to call me. My daughter told him that I was working, and he said, "Pat, Bob doesn't work; he's retarded." So he meant retired, but he could be right in the other case too. But here's the point. Okay, we set an example for our kids, just like in that video that I really, really hope you go watch on my timeline. But we set an example for our kids about how to live life. If you really want to learn what life is all about, go talk to a little kid. I use the example of my youngest grandson who's 5. And I'm going to tell you something, that boy is so full of life, and they both are. But he's just so full of life and energy and wonder, and he just is into everything, and he has this personality that just bubbles. Hi, sweetheart, there's my baby. He has this personality that just absolutely bubbles. Sometimes to the point where it's like, okay, stop. But that's the point of that video that I want you to go watch, is don't tell that little one to stop. Encourage them to believe. Encourage them to go after things and wonder and explore. And in fact, folks, you need to go do it your damn self. Okay? You need to go do it yourself. Stop accepting the drudgery and monotony that is your everyday life. Stop getting up and griping that it's Monday. I love Mondays. Okay? Stop griping that it's Monday. Stop griping about going into the office. Stop griping about your job or your coworkers or your husband or wife who doesn't care about you or mistreat you, and do something about it. I've said it before. Either do something about it or shut up, because no one wants to hear those complaints if you're not going to fix it, or at least try to. Okay? It is not easy. My buddy Shane Kringle put a thing up on Facebook. This was months and months, maybe even last year, and I made a sign out of it and printed it out. And it says, when you really understand how short life is, you start to live it with insane purpose. Go do something that's on your bucket list, whether it might be expensive and you might have to figure out how to pay for it. You might have to figure out how to come up with the time to do it, or how to do it in general. But just frickin' go do it, is what he said. And he's absolutely right. Chris, hi. He's absolutely right. Because if you don't go after it, folks, I'm telling you. Hi, Colette. There's somebody that inspires me there, too. My love is on here, and my buddy Colette. Just talked to Dave earlier, and he's one of the people that made me think about this topic as well. But go after things, folks. Don't just sit around and accept that drudgery. I talk about it all the time, and I know you may think it sounds silly, you may not understand it, you may not believe me, but I promise you, when you get older, you are going to regret not trying things and not going after something. You might fall flat on your face and totally fail, but the pain of failure is far, far less than the pain of regret. Okay, so I want you to watch that video on my timeline. Like I said, I got my color back. I was that drudgery guy that had the color drained out of him, that just went on about like a robot. Okay, in everything I did, relationship, work, everything. 180-degree change now. 180-degree change now. I have amazing love in my life. I have my own business. I have incredible friends around me that inspire me and push me and drive me to be the best I can, that I admire, who say that they admire me. There you go, Colette. Colette says stay busy and take the leap, and that's exactly right. Like Steve Harvey says, jump. But you've got to get your color back, folks. Stop being... I mean, honest to goodness, when you look around at some people, Dave and I have this conversation all the time about some of the people around here, but It's literally like a living episode of the Walking Dead. I've never seen the show, but I know it's about zombies, and I love Night of the Living Dead, so I kind of put two and two together. But it's literally like looking at people that are zombies. They just drudge to work. They complain about their job. They keep going to it. They keep going to it. What in the world would it hurt you if you have a couple of cars and this certain kind of lifestyle? What in the world would it hurt you to pare that down a little bit if you had to take a job that you absolutely love or do something you absolutely love where you might actually make just a little bit less money? What would that hurt you? Can I tell you something that's not going to hurt you? Sorry about that, folks. And now I'm getting phone calls. But take that leap. It's so worth it. It is so worth it. I promise you. You may regret it in the short term if you have a little bit of a struggle, but in the long run, you'll never, ever regret it. All right, folks, reach out to me on those ways that I told you about. I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to go watch the Pens game. Let's go Pens. And I want everyone to have a fantastic week. Leave me some comments, some topic suggestions, and give me an idea what you thought of tonight's Bobcast. And please, please, please go onto my timeline and watch that video. It's called A Like. You'll see it right on there. I just posted it a couple hours ago. It'll make you tear up if you get it and understand it. And like I said, if you don't, reach out to me and I'll explain it to you. Everyone have a great week, a great night, and let's go Pens.